Jesus said, ask and I'll give you the nations as your inheritance. We're going to take him up on that.
We are involved in people's lives, from those who are, say, serving in prisons ministry to those who are maybe in the local church.
We've got churches that are mushrooming and flourishing and thriving, being planted down in Colombia. Argentina is about to open up for us in a different way. New York, right here in our own nation, has churches that are right now being planted. We already have hundreds of churches that have been pioneered by our own ministers in Russia. There's not too many places in Africa where we're not located.
So we have missionaries, we have pastors, we have teachers, we have apostles, we have doctors and nurses.
Things are just growing. But all around the world, we've got these things going. You just can't imagine the scope that it is today. It started in 1963. To start with, there were actually about a dozen of us. But the people that came in were not wimpy. They were strong people. They had been strong before, and they're stronger now with the Holy Ghost. And we, in the early days, we wouldn't even have speakers scheduled. We'd just show up, and the Holy Spirit would move on someone, and they would preach, and it just worked.
In the book of Ephesians, it talks about the fivefold ministry and how it is there to equip the saints. Our heart is to really edify and build up, strengthen and encourage, as well as perhaps instruct or help those that are equipping the saints. So we equip those that are equipping.
What World Ministry Fellowship is about is actually ministering to ministers, encouraging them in their walk and their call.
Our objective is to bring God's presence to his people as we take Christ to the nations.
I believe that once you touch the ministers, they would expand their works. You may not necessarily say, I'm going out to plant a church, but if we impact the ministry, he's going to plant more churches.
The goal, or whatever you would say, would be to help ministers be all they can be for Christ. If we get the leadership straight, we believe the church will get straight.
In the 60s, the people that founded our organization, they were kind of like the next gen ministers of their age. And that was 50 some years ago. And now we're inviting the next gen of today's generation to help us determine what we're going to be for the next 50 years. We're going to be very intentionally discipling as many people as we can come in contact with. So people that have a heart for missions, we're developing education programs, we're developing missionary programs, internships. World Ministry Fellowship is looking for people that want to be thought leaders, people that want to be developed, people that want to be in relationship, people that want to be empowered to do everything that God's called them to do.
What I would say to my generation of people who are teetering on whether they should join WMF or join the church or join the movements, we've got to have young men carry the torch.
I would encourage anybody that is out there that is in ministry, needs encouragement, needs to be accountability with one another. World Ministry Fellowship is a wonderful home.
World Ministry Fellowship is a ministry family with global extension, global connections, and we're growing constantly. So if you want to be part of an organization of like precious faith, we invite you to come because we're definitely better together.
World Ministry Fellowship is not for every person, not for every ministry. It's not just to join a group or get a credential or something like that. You can do that, but that's not our main focus. It's to get us together, to learn from each other, and help each other be all we can be for Christ.